talk about the dark skinned girls documentary. I want to do a review on it and my thoughts and stuff. So I feel as if the documentary, it was really good. I really liked it, and I understand what the women were talking about to a certain extent, because a lot of women went through a lot of trauma with the dark skin, light skin, brown skin within our African American community a lot. And even though my parents are from the West Indies, I totally understand, because from my parents being from Jamaica, you know, they still discriminate down there, you know, big on light skin, brown skin, dark skin. You know, they use bleaching cream, all of that to make their skin lighter. And I just think that is so absurd. I think that, you know, you should love your skin. And I think it's just, I don't even know where to start on this, because honestly this is a very controversial topic. I do not want to make this video lengthy, given that this is my very first YouTube video. But anyways, my name is Chantel, by the way, and you know, I feel as if the dark skin issue, I mean, I understood what some of the women were talking about, but one thing that struck out to me in the video was the little girl, and she said, and she didn't look no older than 8, you know, and she said, I don't like being called a pretty black girl. And even though to some it may sound like a compliment, but it's really not. It's not, because I feel as if within our African American society, why do you have to recognize that we're black? Why do you have to say pretty black girl? That's like saying, that's almost equivalent to saying you're pretty for a black girl. Okay, why can't you could have just said it, you know, she's pretty. Because even now, growing up, I used to always be like, oh my god, you beautiful for a black girl, you're pretty for a black girl. Even now that I'm older, I still get that, and I be having to look at people, I correct them, I'm like, no, I'm pretty, period. You know, I'm not pretty for a black girl, I'm beautiful, period. There's no beautiful for, like, what? I think that's just so rude. It's rude. It's like, how dare you? I'm pretty for a black girl? I'm pretty, period. So I totally understand that, you know, that little girl's pain. I understand. And one other thing that really struck out to me in the documentary was when the man said a black girl wouldn't look good next to him. He can't have no black woman on his side. I was like, wow, the ignorance is really real. The ignorance is real. And at the end of the day, when it boils down to it, it's not about skin color, it's not about how long the hair is, how soft it is, or even how, you know, skinny or what assets the woman has. It's about what's in here. You know, my grandmother used to say, my grandmother used to say, you know, you only see a man's face, but you never see their heart. And it's so true. And that one guy in there, you know, expanding on that saying, one man said, you know, even though if I get a light-skinned woman, or if I get just a pretty woman, period, and her attitude, her personality, her heart is not clean, her personality is not, like, you know, good, then, you know, that person is all ugly to him. He's no longer attracted to them. And I think that's how it should be. And one thing I also don't like what's going on in our society today is that they stick stereotypes with skin colors. Like, what's up with that? Like, yeah, it's funny sometimes, but sometimes people really take that stuff serious. You know, like a light-skinned girl will text back, dark-skinned girls are mad thirsty. You know, dark-skinned girls are just, you know, easy. Light-skinned girls are hard, have attitude problems. Let me tell you, it's all within the person, you know, not the skin color. You know, play the victim role, because right now I'm not a victim. But when I was younger, yes, because kids can be cruel. Like, kids can be cruel, because sometimes they don't even know what they're saying. They don't even take into consideration that they might be hurting someone's feelings when they say what they say. So when like when I was in middle school, I used to get teased a lot about my skin color. And some people thought it was just all fun, and we could be friends and we could talk, or they'll say certain things. Like, I have friends that'll be like, shut your black ass up in front of the class, and the whole entire class will laugh. And I guess they weren't really my friends, because, you know, they wanted that, you know, they wanted the class to laugh. They knew it was going to be funny. So, and that really put a hindrance on my self-esteem, period. Not just that incident, but, you know, being teased in middle school. And it's within and this problem is rooted in the African American society, because when I went to a predominantly white school, I never got teased about my skin color. And it's crazy to say, it's like I always knew that I was you know, my parents were Jamaican. I consider myself Jamaican. So I always knew I was a Jamaican girl, Jamaican black girl. But I never really thought that I was a I was a dark skin. I was dark. I was dark. I never really considered that. I just know I'm Jamaican. And how I realized I was, I was dark is when I came to a predominantly black school. And they, that's just to show that the problem was within the African American society. And those kids in middle school are what? Between the ages of 13 and 16, 15, something like that. I know I was 12 going into 6th grade. So between 12, and 16, 15. So that's really, what makes you think that's acceptable? What makes you think that's alright to come to school and tease a child because of their skin color? Because, you guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, when I was younger, I wanted to be lighter. I wanted to be lighter because it just seemed like I just didn't like the fact that I was always being teased. I hated it. I really, really hated the fact that I was always teased. And when I was younger, I always wanted to be lighter. But now that I'm older, I grew to, I actually really grew to love my skin color. Like, I honestly think black is beautiful, and whoever doesn't think so, then, you're in an ignorant frame of mind. Black is beautiful. Like, and when I say black is beautiful, I don't only mean my skin complexion. I mean brown skin, light skin, medium brown, I think all African American complexions are beautiful, and I think everybody else should view it that way. And it's okay to have your preferences, but make sure when you're telling people your preferences, you do not disrespect, or you shouldn't offend another complexion when you're talking about your preferences. Because I heard a lot of times when males, they'll talk about their preferences and they'll offend another complexion, like they'll offend a dark skinned girl, and they don't even care because they're like, oh, I prefer what I prefer, I like what I like. But still, you like what you like, but don't offend another complexion. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. Even when people like dark skin, don't offend a yellow. Someone that's I said yellow. Don't offend a light skinned person or a brown skinned person. You know what I'm saying? Just be able to state your preferences without offending, basically. But, other than that, I really loved the film, and I didn't even watch all of it. Like, I watched the women's part at the beginning, and then in the middle when the men were talking, and they were like, the black is berry, the sweet of the juice, whatever. And I stopped after that because I thought, like, after a while, I understand that the woman went through a lot. I just feel as if now it's like, we can't fall victim to this, Look yourself in the mirror and call yourself beautiful every day if you have to. Because when I was younger, it's sad to say, but I used to get down on my knees and pray that I was beautiful, like God would make me beautiful one day, because how much I was getting teased. And people that went to school with me, they might not be like, oh, she was teased, whatever, but I just never took it to heart. I used to go home and probably cry a little or get down on my knees and pray. So a lot of people didn't know that's how I felt. A lot of people didn't know. I used to hide it. I used to keep it bottled in. This is probably the first time I'm actually talking about it too. Like, I used to keep it bottled in. Like, even though sometimes I'll go home and cry. Sometimes I'll feel so low. I'll go home and cry. Not even my mom knows. Because, I was always such a, come to school, go to school, come home, do my homework, and be locked up in my room type of child. That's always, who I've been. I love my room. I love my bed. But anyways, like, stuff like that really hurts. And I feel as if the moment when we start embracing the skin colors and the complexions in the African American society, everything will be good. It's the 21st century. Let's live happy. Let's stop making dark skins feel like we're in a race of our own. Like, for real. That needs to really come to an end. And anyways, you guys, love the skin you're in. And like I said, this is my very first YouTube channel, so please like, subscribe, comment, talk to me, because I really want to get into this YouTube vlogging. And what I can say, this is a lot of work. Like, I give it to you vloggers that have been vlogging for 2, 3, 4 years, because it is a lot of work. Because you guys, I cannot count how many times I did this video. This is not the first shot. But like, subscribe, comment, and get back to me. This is my song.